I've owned over 100 different eyeballs, and some of them are complete garbage, and the others are absolutely insane. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you the most advanced and most expensive eyeball ever created. And nobody has ever seen it before because I just bought it. So today I am ranking every single eyeball from my biggest regret and the trashiest eyeball all the way to the greatest eyeball ever created that I own that is the most expensive eye in the world. And ever since I lost my eyeball to cancer, from this picture, my collection has gotten absolutely insane. So here is the rules. Number 1, I have to be brutally honest. Rule number 2, I am ranking these eyeballs based on my actual thoughts and wearing them in real life. And rule number 3, I am not protecting feelings, not even my own. So let's rank my $1 million eyeball collection, and at the end, I will show you the greatest eye in the entire world that will blow your mind. Starting with tier number 1, the trashy eyes that I wish I never would have got. The worst eyeball in my entire collection is this real eye. And the reason that this is the worst eye ever created is because it was my real eye. Like, this eye was the real eye that I lost from surgery. Okay, just kidding. It is actually a Hollywood prop eyeball, and that is why it's the worst eye in my collection, because I can't even wear it. And the next eyeball is an eye that I have no idea what is even on this eyeball. This is like the first time I've put it on in over 4 years, but I absolutely hate this eye. And this next eyeball is a real eye that was made for someone else. And I got this eyeball to fit in my eye socket, but it is so big that I can't even wear it. And this trashy eyeball right here has Sharpie marks on this eyeball and a logo that I don't even know, which is why I haven't tried this eye on in over 4 years. And this eye, well, it just sucks. And this next eye is the same looking blue eye, but it's so small it won't fit. And this trashy eyeball is the cheapest eyeball in my collection because I handmade this eyeball. However, it does not fit at all. And this realistic eyeball is so small you can barely see it. Now, all of these eyeballs so far have been super trashy, and I haven't put these eyes on in so long because they're so bad, like this eye right here, that I don't even know what it is. But the eyeballs are only going to get better and better as we go because my top 10 eyeballs are absolutely insane, and the number 1 eye will blow your mind. But this next eye was a real eyeball made for somebody else with 1 eye, so I bought it. And let's just say it sucks because it doesn't even fit in my eye socket. And this eye is the world's first bionic eye. This eye would be cool, however, the bionic part doesn't even work. And this is the biggest eyeball in my collection, the Mangekyo Sharingan eye that I made by myself. And this eye is so terrible because, well, it is way too big. And this is one of my newest eyeballs in my eye collection. It is one of the most dangerous eyes ever. But sadly, this eyeball is terrible because the spike weighs so much, the eyeball falls out. And this was the first eyeball that I ever got. Right after I lost my eyeball to cancer when I was 2 years old, this was the first eyeball that I ever got. And well, it used to look good, but now I have outgrown it and the eyeball looks terrible. And the last eyeball in the trash tier. This is actually the world's first Lego eyeball. I am the only person in the world with a Lego eye. However, this eyeball just doesn't look good at all, and as you can tell, it's way too small. Okay, we're finally done with the trashy eyes. The next tier of eyes is missed potential. These eyeballs could have been great, but they failed. Starting with my number 35 ranked eyeball, this clear eye. I thought this eye was gonna be cool because it was clear, but when I put it in, you literally can't even see it. And then we have this realistic looking eyeball. This eye was going to be amazing, but the color doesn't match at all. And then this blue eyeball, which is very, very cool. The color of this eye is insane, but the logo makes no sense. And then I have this purple realistic eyeball. I thought a purple realistic eye would look absolutely insane. However, it doesn't look as good as I thought. So as you can tell, these eyeballs are already getting better, but stick around because the last eyeballs at the very end are absolutely insane. This eyeball I thought was going to be a very cool all-white realistic eyeball, but when I put it in, it just looks awful. And then I have this green looking eyeball. This was actually made for an older lady and she didn't want it because she didn't like it, so I bought it and well, the eyeball doesn't fit. This eyeball was such a great idea, but I can only wear it for a few days out of the year because this is a Christmas eyeball with a Christmas tree. And this eye, well, I thought it was cool. However, when I put it in, it looks very, very strange. And then we have this farm eyeball, which was a great idea, and this all black eyeball, and then the one and only Sage Mode. This Sage Mode eye is one of many anime eyeballs yet to come, but this is the worst anime eyeball that I have, but the ones coming up are absolutely insane. And then we have my tie-dye eye. I just got this eyeball a few months ago, and it looks great, but not as cool as the eyeballs yet to come. And then this rainbow realistic eyeball is very, very cool, and it's honestly my fiance's favorite eyeball, but this one just doesn't look as good to me for some reason, so let's go to the next. This is an all blue realistic eyeball, and this eye looks absolutely insane because it's very, very realistic. You can't even tell which is my fake and real eyeball, but this eyeball doesn't rank that high because the next eyeballs are insane. Like this eye right here, the world's first Tokyo Ghoul prosthetic eyeball. This eye is very crazy. And now we're going on to tier number 3, which is my really good eyeball. So far, you've seen some trashy eyes, some okay eyes, and now we're about to enter an entire new level of really good eyes, but these eyes still have nothing on the eyeball that I'm getting at the end. Starting with this illusion eyeball right here. I haven't tried this eye on in a long time, but it is so cool and so crazy because I have an illusion as an eye. And then one of the most detailed eyes in my entire collection is the eyeball of myself. This is actually my profile picture, and now I am wearing an eyeball of myself. It is me inside of me, which is crazy. And coming in at number 18 for the best eyeball in my collection, we have this dragon eyeball, which is one of a kind. It is so crazy because I am the first person in the world with a dragon eye. This is the most viral eyeball in my collection. This eyeball has over 10 billion views since I got this eye because it is a green screen eye and you guys green screen the craziest stuff on this eye. And then we have one of my first anime eyes ever, the Rinnegan eye, and this eye is still one of the greatest in my collection. And this was the eyeball that started it all. This is the reanimated Sharingan eye, which was the first custom prosthetic eyeball ever created about 5 years ago and is what started me getting all of these crazy custom eyes. But if you think these eyeballs have been crazy, we're about to the top 10 most insane eyeballs in my collection and in the entire world. And eyeball number 1 will blow your mind. This next eye is actually one of the newest eyes in my collection. This is a spider orange eye, which is very cool because it has a spider sitting on top of the eye. And next is this zombie eyeball. This is the world's first zombie eye, and as you can tell, it looks insanely creepy from the side, but this is the world's first zombie eye and one of my favorites. And next is another anime eyeball, the Demon Slayer eye. This is actually my my fiance's eye that she thinks is the scariest, which this eyeball does look very, very creepy, especially from the side, but this is from the anime Demon Slayer. And coming in at number 11, we have this purple sparkly eyeball that has real gold flakes inside of this eye. So this eyeball was worth over $15,000. Now you have seen so many eyeballs from my collection, some of the worst eyes and some of the really good eyes. And now we are about to go into the top 10 greatest eyeballs in the entire world and inside of my collection. And some of these eyeballs are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this is going to be insane. So let's see my number 10 greatest eyeball. This is it. Eyeball number 10, we have this splatter paint eyeball, which is one of the most colorful eyeballs in the entire world and one of my favorites. And coming in at number 9 is the Pokeball eyeball. This is the only Pokemon eye in the entire world, and I have it, and I have a Pokeball as an eye, which is absolutely insane. And number 8 is the world's first light up eyeball. This eye looks like a normal Sans eye from Undertale that's blue. However, this eye lights up in the dark. Like when I go inside of the dark, this eyeball lights up and it's crazy. And coming in at number 7 of my greatest eyeballs is my $10,000 realistic eye. You would think that this would be number 1 because it is so realistic and matches the color of my real eyeball and custom fit to my eye socket so it can even move around a little bit. But this eye is insane. And at number 6, we have the Minecraft Eye of Ender eyeball. And this is one of my favorite eyes of all time because the color of this eyeball is absolutely gorgeous. But now it is time for the top 5 greatest eyeballs of all time. And these eyeballs will blow your mind. Coming in at number 5 is my $100,000 diamond eyeball. This eyeball costs so much money and it has real diamonds inside of the eyeball, making it look absolutely insane. And I even had to fly to Florida to get this eyeball made, so here's a few clips of the eyeball being made. And coming in at number 4 is this yellow snake eyeball. I just bought this eyeball about 3 months ago, and I am in love with this eye because it is so bright, so colorful, and it legit looks like I have a snake eye. And now this is it, my top 3 greatest eyeballs in my collection and the entire world. So if you're watching this right now, drop a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed, and let's see my top 3 eyes. Coming in at number 3 is the original Sharingan eyeball. From the anime Naruto, this is one of the craziest eyeballs in my collection and the eye that you guys tend to love the absolute most. So of course, this eye has to crack my top 3. The number 2 most insane eyeball in the entire world is this spiked eyeball. This is the world's first spiked eyeball and definitely the most dangerous eyeball in the entire world. And this eyeball has accumulated millions and billions of views on the internet, and this is why this eyeball is number 2. It is absolutely insane. And now it is time for the moment we have all been waiting for. The number 1 eyeball in the entire planet, in the entire world. My number 1 eye. This is about to be absolutely insane, so let me show you. My number 1 eyeball is the real eyeball that the doctors removed from my body over 24 years ago. This eyeball has literally been preserved and placed inside of this Ziploc for the past 20 years, and I just got it back in the last video, and now for the first time, I'm about to pull it out of the bag and see the real eyeball that I lost since I actually got it removed. And here is the eyeball. And yo, this thing is crazy. It literally has the blood, the mold, and everything on this eye. So now you have seen every single eyeball in my collection, from the worst all the way to the greatest eye of all time. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you're watching this right now, drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys in a couple of days.